already. It's one of those goddamn days, man. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Two Cigars of the Blunt. Of course, you know I am the man on the street.
15 minutes later, Pharaoh King.
Tim Dog, who's still in Be More Careful, but not for long.
Super villain, Paul Astor Kim. Better watch your motherfucker self.
Yeah.
Lord,
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the delay, man. Shit don't seem to work right for shit today, but it is what it is. But this is how we always start a podcast off. Yeah, exactly. This is the first time ever checking us out. This is how we always start our podcast off. We always got to ask the brothers, how was the day? So, Pharaoh King, how was your day, my brother?
I'm ready to retire. I don't know, man. I wake up, So Jennifer, the what do you call it? The Cambodian monk has said that I forget what all four of the signs. Like I know the year of the monkey, the year of the pig, and the year of the tiger, or something like that. Well, from the 24th of September to the 30th of September of this month, you're supposed to speak positively every day. It's hard going to work being positive, and then you go in there and then somebody will say something and it just kills your positivity.
Yeah, it sucks the air right out of your lungs. Yeah, I know.
And it's like you're going there, you smiling, cheesing, you got your Starbucks, like hey, it's about to be a good day. Look on the board, not that many surgeries. Then you walk in the doggone office and it's like shit.
Yeah, I got you, man. Well, it'll get better.
Just gotta say Kendrick Lamar, man. Just say Kendrick Lamar every time. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, just
don't kill my vibe.
Don't kill your vibe. Don't kill your vibe, man. Dog, man, how was your day?
Man, my day was wonderful and beautiful. Getting closer to rolling on out. So Mom and I, we were getting plans and stuff together. I'm going to leave, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to get there. And Mom, she's just worried about me. I'm worried about her too, but at the same time, we're going to miss each other, and I'm going to miss her.
Yeah, your wife finally letting you come home, man. It's all right, man.
You know what? Oh, y'all.
Okay, man.
I paid my ransom.
That's what I'm getting from that, too.
Yeah, you got put out, and you had to go all the way to Baltimore for somebody to love you like your wife would.
Hey, at least I can do it for 4 months, and I ain't got to worry about going to work like Pharaoh over there and have a miserable ass day.
I got you, my brother, man. But hopefully, man, you make it back safe. Of course, we want you to make it back safe, man. But spend as much time with your mom as you can. Like I always say, man, I wish mine was here so I could spend that time with her, just like you are. My main man, conspiracy brother, long time no see. Welcome back to the party.
Super villain, Paul Astra Kim. Hey, man, I need
I'm not saying all that shit. Conspiracy brother. I'm not saying all that shit. Conspiracy brother, welcome back. Been going for a while. What's going on, my brother? How was your day?
Oh man, my day was like Tim. It was wonderful and beautiful. I ain't did shit, but I woke up alive, so shit. Don't get no better than that.
It don't get no better than that either, man. Yeah, I understand that, man. My day went well. I had an appointment, didn't make it to work today, and I'm like Pharaoh. My patience is getting shorter and shorter. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey man, I ain't even got no fuse no more. That bitch is just ready to go.
Yeah. Fellas, man, y'all know what we're here for, man. It's been a hell of a week, and y'all know what's going on in politics, especially with your constitutional rights. And fellas, yeah, well, it's one of those things that I never thought would happen in my lifetime, but it's here, and let's talk about it.
The murder of Charlie Kirk was a despicable act. No matter what anyone may have thought about Charlie Kirk or the things he said, he had every right to say them. The First Amendment is designed to protect the rights of people to say things some may find deeply offensive. In fact, that's why it's there. You don't need the First Amendment to protect speech everyone agrees with, and you can't have a democracy if people are afraid to speak. That's what I said last week, and it's still true today. Unfortunately, in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination and the understandable anger that rose from it, free speech is facing its greatest challenge in a very long time. Free speech is a hard concept for a lot of people to fully grasp. I can appreciate that. But you would hope the Attorney General wouldn't be one of them and that she would get it. This was the United States Attorney General Pam Bondi on Monday, appearing on the Katie Miller podcast.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle.
Let's be clear. Hate speech is still free speech. Charlie Kirk said many things that people considered hateful and disgusting, but he was free to say it. On Tuesday, a reporter from ABC News asked the president about Bondi's comments.
And what do you make of Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that, I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
We'd probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart.
That's the President of the United States saying perhaps his Justice Department should criminally prosecute that reporter. Why? Because Trump believes that reporter hates him.
I'm coming to you first, conspiracy brother. And there you have it, man. And this is the question I got for the whole panel. Man, are our constitutional rights being attacked under this Trump administration? What you got to say about that, conspiracy brother?
Until people start getting locked up behind it, I don't think so. Because what, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, whoever that is, didn't he lose his job for a minute behind his words? But now he got his job back because the people spoke and stopped participating in Disney shit and cost them like billions of dollars in a couple of days. So free speech is always going to be there. Ain't much they can do about it. But I think she was speaking more to how the lady said that they was putting handcuffs on people. Now, you can't go doing that. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But you can't go accosting people just because you know you feel that you could do that. So I don't really think it's there. It's the law that they gave us. So people have the right to say what they want. And again, you got to suffer the consequences behind your words, as we seen with old buddy. He spoke a lot of ill words, and his fate came to him from his words. So that's going to happen for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I think the point that people are basically saying here, Pharaoh King, is that it shouldn't even come down to that. We all know that you got freedom of speech, whether it's hate speech or whatever, because it's protected under the Constitution. But ever since, you know, my man Charlie Kirk died, everybody's like, you can't say this, or better yet, you can't say that. So I'm asking you the same question, Pharaoh. Do you think that our constitutional rights are under attack?
I would say our civil rights are under attack, because until they change the Constitution, then we can say whatever the hell we want. Now, if you look at what's going on in the United States, because people are just out here shooting some crazy hyperbole, you can talk all you want. You know, you can say you can arrest whatever or whoever, but until you change the Constitution, my rights are still there. Now, my civil rights is what's going to be violated, and I believe those are the ones that's going to be attacked. You know, that you're going to have to defend yourself on.
Yeah, and then I'm Tim Dog. It's the way that they're going about it, though, because everything was all willy-nilly up until a friend of yours got assassinated, and now you want people to watch what they say. So what do you think about that, Tim Dog? Do you see under Trump, you know, we may be losing our constitutional rights to speak freely on anything that we want to talk about?
It's a shame that everyone is saying that the Republicans know that, and until it just appalls me, the hypocrisy that's going on. You know, you have these Republicans before all this talking about freedom of speech and you have the president right there talking about freedom of speech, but at the same time talking about taking away people's right. I mean, come on now, how stupid and dumb can you be? And it's sad that you don't have anybody standing up to it. There are measures put in place for things like this, but because the Republicans don't want to do anything because they're afraid, I mean, it's just going to continue on. If this was any other president, we all know what would be going on. So, I mean, it's just stupid.
Yeah, if this was a Democratic president, the Republicans wouldn't stand by for this. And
No,
you say something earlier there, Conspiracy Brother. You say something earlier. You say about them going and locking people up. As you're growing up in the South, I don't heard a lot of hate speech. And like the guy say, you can say what you want because that's your right. But I think it's a little bit you stepping over the line. You're a habitual line stepper. If you say that, hey, if I say something you don't like, you're gonna throw the handcuffs on me. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
What's your thoughts?
Well, yeah, that's when they going too far, and that's the people that should be arrested is the ones who cross that line. Like again, people are always gonna say what they want. They've always done it for years, and to me, this situation is more of a y'all know how like say they like to get people riled up, but they finally found the right people to get riled up, and that's the ones who've always had a violent nature behind them. They got them riled up now, and they're gonna keep fueling their fire anywhere they can because they got an agenda that they're pushing outside of just hate speech.
Thank you.
And you know, I hear what you're saying there, Pharaoh. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying here, Pharaoh. I hear what you're saying on Conspiracy Brother, but that's not it. They're not trying to get those people riled up. I think they're trying to. I agree with you. I think they are trying to get them riled up to have more incidents that took place with my man in Utah, so that they can suppress the media or whoever and what they say. What do you say, Pharaoh?
Everything they've been doing is about that. The movement is going toward that. The rhetoric is going toward that. But like Tim said, earlier, and then I said, until they change the Constitution, they can talk all they want to. It's people's civil rights that they're violating, just like what he did to the reporter right there. I might start with you. To me, that's a threat. So he's looking at taking away the freedom of speech or whatever the case is because he wants to be like Kim Jong-un. He wants to, everybody to hang a picture of him in his house. They want this to be what do you call it? A communist country,
Just like with Hitler. He forced everybody to have a picture of him.
Right. That's not going to happen in the United States. We are too far along for that type of lifestyle to even happen. And his life isn't even that long. So he got one foot in the grave and one banana peel right now. So if anything happens,
I can't remember.
I'm just saying. So yeah, you can hype him up all you want to. All it's going to be just another bad day for other people. That's all it's going to become.
Yeah. It's going to be another bad day, Tim. But I think, like, she's the head of the highest law enforcement in the land. And she's basically saying, hey, I'm going to go after people because of, if I believe hate speech, or if you say something about my guy, Donald Trump, or right now, you can't say shit about Charlie Kirk. If you say something about him, I guess he's the second coming of Jesus Christ, the way that people are talking about him. But I think that she's, I think that a person in the position that she's in, she should say, hey, sir, I think you're going a little bit too far, in my opinion. Your thoughts, Tim?
Please. Ain't gonna happen.
To me, it's crazy and absurd how one day she says that freedom of speech is protected. We all should, and then turn around and say I'm going to attack anyone who has a hate speech. Yeah, we saw how long that lasted. I mean, you don't hear anything else about it because they already know what they said and was going to do was illegal and unconstitutional. So my thing is with Felon 47 and all his cronies, they talk a lot of shit. They talk a lot. I'm going to do this. They bully you into thinking they're going to do something and knowing damn well that they can't, but more or less a intimidation tactic. As you don't hear anybody talking about their First Amendment rights have been violated for saying something about Charlie Kirk, except for Jimmy Kimmel. And there were some people who were fired, and they have legitimate lawsuits. So doing all this is stupid and saying all it because you're gonna pay for it in the end. And if
that is true, Tim Dog. I understand what you're saying. But you do have freedom of speech. And I think Farrell, you brought it up about the media. Because Trump, he got his boy in there, the head of the SEC, and he has this to say about people, basically, saying things that they don't like. And I guess if you don't, come the way that start thinking the way that we want you to think, we just gonna take your license and just silence you. At the end of the day, you just be another person just on YouTube like us speaking about these issues.
The problem is the folks who work for Donald Trump do take him seriously. And that brings us to the suspension by ABC of Jimmy Kimmel. Now, there are those who do not see the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel as a free speech or First Amendment issue. They will argue that the First Amendment does not guarantee Jimmy Kimmel a late-night talk show any more than it guarantees me this show on Sunday morning. And they're absolutely right. In the case of Jimmy Kimmel, ABC can remove him the same way CBS can remove me if they want to. What the First Amendment does say, however, is that the government cannot use its vast powers to threaten or silence individuals. And yet here is Brendan Carr, the head of the Federal Communications Commission, threatening to go after the licenses of ABC stations that carry Jimmy Kimmel because of comments Kimmel made about the Charlie Kirk shooting.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Within hours of Carr making those threats, ABC announced they were suspending Jimmy Kimmel's show. Trump applauded the move and called on NBC to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers as well. And while coming home from his trip to England, he suggested it was time for a wholesale purge of networks or stations who criticize him.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
Or you heard what he said, man. Maybe their license should be taken away because they're giving me a lot of bad press. So the question to the panel is, should government have control over the media and what is said about the president of the United States? Or better yet, anything that they deem is not representative of, I guess, their administration? Farrell, you still thinking?
No, what it's all this still falls under free speech, right?
Yeah,
it still falls under free speech. So if the government intervenes and they want to start doing that, that's now authoritarian type of leadership. You're now against the Constitution of the United States. So you now are the criminals that's taking away the free speech that's in the Constitution, which violates everybody's civil rights. Now, if that's the route that they want to take, I'm pretty sure it's going to shut a lot of people down, and your support is actually going to go out the window because people want to be able to talk. Now, I know the people that's going to speak highly of him are going to get the pass. We get that. We see it. We know it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're going to create an issue to where there's a lot of people going to get hurt. I think the streets are going to get flooded. And I done told y'all to watch that movie Civil War that's on Netflix, because at the end of the day, this is exactly what it's starting to look like.
Yeah, and Conspiracy Brother, you actually say the same thing, that if you're dealing with the money, the aspect of it. Jimmy Kimmel, they did brought him back, after a couple of days because they hit him in the pockets. But do you think that the federal government should be saying things like that? Hey, if you don't say nice things about the president, we should pull your license. Do you agree with that?
Nah, I do not, because it's already, like Farrell said, it's already part of the Constitution where the government can't intervene like that. And again, they'll be going against the Constitution themselves, which wouldn't be a surprise at all. But that just goes to show you that it's only free speech when it's not hurting your feelings.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. Their feelings getting hurt because people are speaking freely about things that we are allowed to speak freely about. As long as you ain't, as long as you ain't inciting violence with your free speech, I think it should be as free as you want. So, you know, again, they already got the Constitution stating that the government can't intervene. So I think they have a big fight on their hands even trying to do that, which I don't think they even gonna come. I just think what Donald Trump like to do is talk, more talk. You know, he tired of getting his feelings hurt. So he gonna say what he using his free speech.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. He uses his free speech by downing people, by threatening people. And Tim Dog, you said it earlier. You said that it's the people around him, just like the guy said in the piece. When are the people around him going to step up and say, "Hey, sir, you can't do that"? I understand you want to, but we as the representation of America, you know, the people voted us in office. You know, that side voted him into office, but we all got to live under his rule. Hate to put it that way. The way that he governs, we put it that way. The way that he's governed, we all have to live under the way that he governs. And if you hurt one side, you basically hurting your other side as well. But it seems though that nobody in his administration is willing to tell him that. Tim Dog.
They're scared. They're afraid of his base because his base is popular. His base is what helped out a lot of Republicans who were struggling for re-election. So, but the problem is now his base is turning on him because of his actions. And it's not just the Epstein file, but right now he's distracting as much as he can away from Epstein and Holman. So right now, this is his major project. If we can continue on talking about this, we won't have to talk about anything else because legally he knows what he's doing is wrong. There's a reason why the Speaker of the House is the third person in line for the presidency because Congress has all the power. Congress is the only one that has oversight over all the branches. Congress is the only one that can get things done when Senate or whatever you have a problem. They're the ones who make the laws. So when you have an ineffective Congress that's not keeping the president in check, that gives the president a license to do anything he wants. And you heard what the Supreme Court said, that they don't feel like he can be prosecuted for going after his enemies if it's part of his job or part of his office. Come on now. The man is going out there saying he's going after his enemies. How blatant can you be? And right now he's thinking that the Supreme Court is a safety net and going to, vouch for him and allow him to do this. But even the Supreme Court can't allow this if it were to ever come to them.
But like I say though, conspiracy brother, it's the people that's following him that's basically giving him a goddamn free pass. Yeah, they're enabling him and giving him a free pass, and that includes the Supreme Court. So I know, Pharaoh, you brought it up, but I want to get your thoughts first on this, conspiracy brother. Do you see the United States becoming an authoritarian state?
The people won't let that happen. So I don't. We have more control and power than we realize, even though we sometimes give that to the politicians. We still have the control over everything because we can determine more than what people actually realize, and they know that. And that's why they always try and frame things the way they do to make people afraid, knowing that because they know we have the power. They know we can control the money, we can control the politics if we truly wanted to. So they understand that. So they won't do anything to jeopardize what they have right now.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying there, and I agree with you, Pharaoh. Do you agree with what conspiracy brothers say, or you see a different angle on this authoritarian state ideology?
Now, America is too diverse in ethnicity for anything to become authoritarian. Those countries that actually did it, that's the country. Those are the people that's in the country. They got shit to lose because those people are, of the same ethnicity. America is too diverse, and people are going to just disappear. And who you going to rule over? The ashes? So you can do it if you want to, but people are going to leave the United States, and you can sit there and rule over the damn worms. That's what's going to happen, because people aren't going to sit by and allow things to happen to them, especially black people. Haitians are already saying they ain't going back. They've already done this before. So I'm gonna tell you now, no, this it will not become authoritative state, because people will leave. And I tell you what, I'm out of here too. Shit.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna leave here because I was born here. I'm gonna die here. That's the way I look at it, Tim Dog. That's the way I look at it, Tim Dog. And some people are already calling for a civil war, which I don't think will never happen again. But I agree with what Pharaoh said, that the America is too diverse for this to happen. And even spiritual brother, he's right on point. You basically hold the power, but it just seems as though that the people that's supposed to be representing us are basically giving him all the power to turn the United States into an authoritarian type state. Your thoughts, Tim Dog?
Well, first of all, the FCC commissioner a year prior was protecting freedom of speech. He was protecting the First Amendment. Then all of a sudden, a year later, being pressured by Felon 47, Donald Trump, he caved in and did what he wanted. To me, his word is bigger than his bite. Every time he said he's going to do something, where are the troops in Chicago? Where are the troops in New York? All that time he talk about something he say he going to do, he know he can't. But a lot of people, he's preying on people's ignorance. And there are a lot of MAGA ignorance out there. So they're going to believe and stay and do whatever he says because they don't know. And they won't research because they too fucking lazy to go and check the truth out for themselves. And he's preying on that. But his MAGA people aren't as big as the rest of the country. So they are the minority, even though they are Republicans, but not all Republicans are MAGAs. So, I mean, he's trying to fight a battle that he know he can't win, and spreading all this diversity between everyone, and he thinks that's going to work, but it's not, because eventually what's going to happen is he's going to leave, people are going to get voted out, and America's going to get tired of all this confusion and things that's going on, just like what Pharaoh said. We too diverse for that.
Yeah, and like you
the
say, they're not always
is trash. And so that also shows that he's not going to get the support that he keeps talking about, because it keeps getting lower and lower every freaking month. It's going to be to the point where people are going to get him out of there. And, you know, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that by the time next year comes around, we don't see this big head orange clown in office. You know,
no, but you know what he's really
I hated that dude. Couldn't stand his ass. And guess what? 40 years later, I have the same disdain for his ass.
You know that the sale of TikTok is up to, well, it shouldn't be up to the president because it's, you know, a private company, but he's making it about him. And the people that he chooses to buy TikTok, which includes the Murdochs, have something to do with it, and a lot of other Republican supporters of his. The biggest thing is the algorithms. They can pick whatever algorithm they want to try to advance their agenda. And right now, you have no oversight over the sale of this because Congress is too busy doing his bidding. That is what's dangerous, and a lot of people are not even thinking about that.
Yes, social media.
And I'm glad you say that. And I'm gonna come to you on conspiracy, brother, because I think you're the most literate one when it comes down to social media. And that's the rub right there. And that's why I say, you know, if you control the mind of the young, you damn near sure control the next people that's going to rule this country. And that's what when I say that, are we going to an authoritarian state because of the way that he's looking at, if you don't say what I want y'all to say, take their license. Or like TikTok, y'all need to sell us to America. And Tim Dawg just said it. So that's why I say, do you see America going to an authoritarian state? Because old heads like us ain't gonna be around much longer. But the young kids, they are basically not. I'm not gonna say they're not politically savvy, but they damn sure get all their information from social media. Your thoughts on conspiracy, brother?
Oh, with that being said, that's why there's other platforms that are coming about to try and curb that problem in itself, because one, like you said, who controls the algorithm controls what's being seen. Because I know my algorithm is some bullshit now, and I didn't do anything to change it. The shit just changed. So that just goes to show you how much control they have over that shit. So it's gonna take us as being the old heads to continue to preach about it, and not necessarily preach. I don't like that word.
Right,
To
talk about it.
continue to keep it at the
They
forefront of what's
talk
going on.
to tell your point of view, of what you see, how things are going.
Yeah, but I don't think social media will have a grip on as many people, because there's already been a tide that has shifted. So it's going to be a lot more difficult, because a lot of people ain't going to stand for it. They'll easily find something new to blow up and make into the next TikTok. That's what they don't understand. They think that they can control that shit. Nah, if people aren't happy, they'll stop and find something completely different to use. And again, it'll kill the money. It'll kill what it's all about.
Yeah. What was the hype before Facebook? What was the hype before Facebook? What was it? What was the shit called, man, before Facebook? It's like Facebook, but MySpace.
Yeah.
MySpace. You know,
they
and the
need to get
Vine.
that back up and running.
Yeah, remember what you remember before TikTok? People used to do Vines, right? Vines, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, Vine.
Like 9 seconds, little clips or whatnot that people used to do.
Yeah.
In that nature. But Pharaoh, I know you
guys
probably
are missing it, because this is not nothing new.
No.
Newspapers, that was something that was used back in the day. You remember the movie with Robin Williams, Good Morning Vietnam, when they were censoring his information. Then he actually experienced something. He went crazy and started doing his own thing. They didn't like that, and they canceled him and stuff. It's nothing new. This has always been propaganda that all governments have used. The problem is now with the social media and the digital world, it's more readily available. For people to do these things. And like Supervillain said, we have other platforms. Will you be able in this world or in the United States to be able to control all the social media? That can happen. I doubt it very seriously. And you guys talking about the young people, our people like us, our kids know what's going on. They see it. And the only people that are weak are the ones that don't have parental guidance. Those are the ones that's going to be weak. Those are the only ones that's going to be the people that's going to be the problem with whatever happens. But when they start feeling the pressure of their rights being taken away and people getting arrested, just like in these movies that we see, it's going to be an uprising. And you ain't got no right to worry about that.
Yeah, and Tim Dog, you probably thinking, man, what the hell did Jimmy Kimmel say that actually, better yet, what did he say about Charlie Kirk to actually get him fired? And like I said before, he has been rehired again. But I know y'all probably, what did he say? He probably say some shit like.
No, I know what he said.
No, I'm just saying.
I know what it wasn't.
So what you think? What did he say there, Pharaoh? You say you know what he said. What you say? You know what he said. What did he say?
No, what I'm saying, I know what he said, but it was nothing to get him canceled. It's just because he was speaking the truth about Charlie Kirk.
No, it wasn't even that. No, I'm telling you the truth. No, it wasn't even that. He didn't say that Charlie Kirk was speaking out the side of his neck. This is what he said.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. Okay. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. There's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
And that's how he got suspended for, Pharaoh. So Tim Dog, your thoughts on that? Pharaoh, I'm gonna come back to you. I want you to marinate in that for a minute.
No, I like what Joseph said because that was something I was thinking about too.
Yeah. Your
Well,
thoughts
first
on
of
what
all,
he said, Tim Dog.
The president, everyone knows, has thin skin, and the FCC guy, he knew that what he was about to do was wrong because there was a debate or an argument about it before he went on Fox News. He was told to go on Fox News and say that because, like I said, a year prior, everything he said then this year was the complete opposite of what he said just last year. So my thing is, why isn't there any oversight? Why? That's it. It's just like your kids. Put it like your kids. Yeah, but it's not. But it's not being enforced.
The people enforce the oversight. Like I said, we got so much power that you see where he got his job back. Again, the people have the power. Period.
Starting with Virginia, when that a Democratic senator took over for Congress, and now that's one less seat that Republicans don't have. So
but
and all
understand,
this map changing, all that, it's just crazy.
I understand that, Tim Dog. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is, what I want you to stick to this point is, what did Jimmy Kimmel say? That's what I want you to answer. I understand you want to get deep into the woods, but I want to know what the hell did Jimmy Kimmel say in that piece to get him suspended? That's what I want to know.
So it's not what he said, it's what he did. He embarrassed the president. Yeah. And we all know how he is.
No, he didn't embarrass the president. The president embarrassed himself.
There you go.
He just showed the embarrassment.
He pointed out. There you go. He emphasized on that embarrassment. See, and that's how petty and people should sit there and say, well, why is he getting upset about that? But you have those MAGA people. He's like a cult leader. Think about cult leaders. They sit there and they get in your mind, and most people who are narcissistic, power grabbers, and they try to manipulate you. They say things that aren't true. They put things in your head about other people that's not true. So it makes the people depend on you more so than anyone else. And that's what he's doing. And it's sad that we have people in power who see this, know this, but aren't doing anything but going along with it.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. And Pharaoh, now that you actually heard exactly what he said, what did Jimmy Kimmel say that was so offensive?
I think I probably read something different. Maybe I interpreted it wrong because that's not exactly what I thought.
I got you.
But anyway, with that being said, just like anything, you get canceled for not supporting what is going on. I mean, like I said, the president, he just talks, he rambles, he has no direction. He has no education on anything. And with that being said, he uses the media. He's a celebrity, guys. He's a celebrity. He has no political bone in his body. So, like, what are we talking about? He's excited for the fucking the ballroom. That's how he's getting over, Charlie Kirk, because he wasn't interested in him in the first place.
Yeah, and Conspiracy Brother, I'm going to play the whole thing. Because Jimmy Kimmel, that's what he got fired for. But listen to Donald Trump and listen to, well, basically some people on TikTok and X, they had something to say, some good and some bad about what exactly Trump said when the guy asked him how he doing after his friend died.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure. And I just see all the trucks. We just started, so it'll get done very nicely, and it'll be one of the best anywhere in the world, actually. Thank you, bro.
Conspiracy brother, how would you rate Trump answer when asked about losing his friend Charlie Kirk?
I read it as Trump. Motherfucker, he's about himself. He said, yeah, he did. But check out this fucking ballroom gonna be the bomb, nigga. Y'all gonna be dancing and scat catting and all this other shit.
You know what?
Why do people expect anything different to come out of this man's mouth? Why would you expect a moment? He gave you his moment of sorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But them trucks over there, nigga, look at trucks, goddammit. That's what he's concerned about.
Because
people
Trump
should not
is
be
all
surprised.
about.
They shouldn't be upset. Yeah, they shouldn't be upset. They
No,
should
but
know who they're dealing with by now.
Trump's about development. That's how he made his money.
Yeah.
And so those trucks got him off. He had a hard on talking about them trucks. So
Yeah, exactly. And Tim Dog, man, I think some of those people are
first of all,
Republicans
that black
because
guy shouldn't be commenting at all on anything that Trump does. So boo to him.
I'm just saying, you know, some of the people did voted for him, and they probably say that, and they followed Charlie Kirk as well, and they saw that this is a man that said that Charlie was one of his closest friends, and you talking about building the ballroom and look at the trucks, and that's the person that they want us to have empathy for, but yet his friend to me didn't look like he had any empathy. Maybe I'm just confused. You know, people do have to grieve differently now.
Jail cell for him.
Man on the street.
That's what his.
I'm just saying people do have to grieve differently now.
No, man on the street. The man want to fuck his own daughter. What else do you expect from this dude, man?
I smashed his daughter too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but we but we not in the damn gene pool. So what are we talking about here? This is like Supervillain said, this is rated Trump. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. Tim Dog, your thoughts, man.
Man, what got me is it took 150 years to get a ballroom. I did that.
He got to make sure you know. Again,
nobody else wanted one but me.
Hey, the slaves built it wrong. Now it's about me. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
You like there's a widow on the loose now? Shit.
Nobody wanted to change the rose garden but my wife, and I did it.
No. Like Supervillain said, there's a widow on the loose.
On the loose. Oh, y'all know how to run for that, man. God damn it, man. But yeah, man, but it seems as though that like I said before, some people handle grief differently, man. And it's just the fact that the way that he did it, man, it's just like, God damn. At least stay on subject, Tim Dog. Stay on subject with the guy.
He didn't have a teleprompter to stay on subject. What the hell are you talking about?
I need to get what Tim Dog did. Stay on subject. Stay on what I want you to talk about. Don't go over there. I need you to stay right here with me.
He forgot what the question was. He forgot what the question was, and he went on to talk about.
He already knew what he was talking.
Like Supervillain said, he heard them trucks and boop. He's like, whoa, what the heck?
That's why he was out there. He was coming to check on the trucks, making sure. Oh,
Them
my
First
motherfuckers
of
go
make
all,
ahead,
me want to
goddamn it.
swipe
Oh
right.
shit. Where y'all
first
come
of
from with them
all,
cameras and shit?
y'all
Asking them
missed it. He
questions and
probably
shit.
just got off that fire truck in the background before they interviewed his ass.
Yeah, what Joe say? Joseph Trump didn't care about that dude, or he
No.
wouldn't have had a position in the administration somewhere. Herschel Walker got appointed to a position that should tell you everything you need to know. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the ambassador of what?
I have
Florida.
no
Hell,
idea.
hey,
I
the
have
man on
no
the street's
idea.
favorite football player is also doing
No,
Trump's bidding. So
no,
shit.
no. He
Yeah,
made
he is my
Herschel Walker
all-time
the
favorite.
ambassador,
But
the ambassador to Africa. That's what.
yeah, he is my favorite. He is my all-time favorite football player, and that's never going to change. But my way I look at him, though, that changed.
Oh
That
yeah.
changed. That changed very deeply. And then one of the people
Yeah,
I
to the
follow.
Bahamas. I knew it was something black.
Yeah. One of the people I follow on YouTube, and I kind of emulate his
Thanks,
style when I do
Joe.
my videos. That's why I got my style when I do my videos, because I like watching him. And he was on Piers Morgan and Conspiracy Brother. We going back to talking about freedom of speech, and what you say was good for the goose is good for the gander as well.
Are you pleased he's dead?
No, absolutely not.
So how did you feel about
But
his murder?
I don't think.
How did you feel about his murder?
How do I feel about his murder?
Yeah.
Well, I think a quote by a great author sums up the sentiment of millions of Americans around the world, and that is: some cause happiness wherever they go, others when they go.
That's gotta hurt.
And I think that's a sentiment that is palpable amongst many Americans around the world due to the hate and vitriol and bile that Charlie Kirk sowed.
I've been pointed out to me that you've posted some messages about Charlie Kirk on your Instagram, which we're going to show here. One is a post that's a parody of a Jubilee debate. I'm doing one of these myself soon, titled Charlie Kirk versus Bullet. Can one bullet to the neck outsmart one conservative? Well, that was a short watch.
Damn.
Number two is a mocked up promotion poster called Kirk and Twerk at Neck of the Woods and hashtagged both Charlie Kirk and his widow.
That was cold-blooded.
And the third was an image of a sunrise titled God Works in Mysterious Ways with the hashtag Charlie Kirk killing and praying hands as an emoji. And you're laughing as I show these. Why do you find this funny?
Well, let me just say that I actually am a big advocate for dark humor.
You don't say.
And I happen to have gotten a bit of a taste of that over the last, I don't know, maybe decade or so when it came to the right and their memes of George Floyd.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Happy birthday being sober for 5 years. When they came to their memes of Breonna Taylor, when it came to their memes of Trayvon Martin, the Trayvon Challenge, right? When it came to their memes of Tamir Rice. So I don't know what the issue is. I think I'm engaging in the freedom of speech that the right has been advocating for these last 10 years and mocking and making light of Black death.
Free brother!
Something that Charlie Kirk himself did time and time again. As a matter of fact, I would argue that if Charlie Kirk, instead of focusing his time on Black culture and Black on Black crime, if he had spent a modicum of his time focusing on the white youth, that perhaps he would still be with us today.
Damn.
And that is true. That is true. And because he spent most of the time talking about people of color and especially Black on Black crime. But as we all know, when it comes to mass murderers, they are young white male. But back to what he said, though, because a lot of people didn't like what the amazing Lucas said on his podcast, his videos that he put out. Why does the narrative change when talking about free speech when it comes to the way that he talked about Charlie Kirk and putting up those memes? But whenever they were talking about Tamir Rice, they were talking about Trayvon Martin, they were talking about George Floyd, there was nothing say, oh, that's okay. But now we got to sensitize what we say about Charlie Kirk. Your thoughts, Conspiracy Brother?
Because again, like I stated earlier, the people who ransacked this country were of the same persuasion, and their propensity for violence is a lot higher than ours, even though we're portrayed as a violent violent the source of violence, even though we know that is false, because the reason that so many of us are violent is because the drugs that they pushed into the community, the guns that they pushed into the community, and they violent just because that's in their nature. So now they getting a taste of their own medicine, and it doesn't feel good when that Robitussin don't taste like Robitussin. That shit tastes like doo-doo. And that's what they're getting, a taste of shit that they always want to portray and put on other people. And
exactly.
And
Yeah,
like I
I
said,
totally agree.
They are more proponent. Their violence is is
It's a
they're
different
not
level.
as they're
It's
not
a different level. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the proper words, but they're not
Yeah,
as
you don't use publicity. You don't
instinct.
use publicity, so you can't use that one again.
Hey man, that's
He ran out of money to get another word.
You know, ran out of words.
He ran out of money to buy another word.
Nah, their souls are not in as
Alice, can I
harmonized
buy a
as
bow?
ours are.
I joke like Alice, can I buy a bow?
Nah, nigga, you in a hole.
They on the other side of the table now.
I got you.
And they don't know
They're
how
on the
to
other
act.
side. Exactly.
They don't
They're
know
on
how
the
to
other
act.
side of the table. Yeah, they're on the other side of the table. And Pharaoh King, now they want us to have compassion, empathy, but yet they didn't have any complicity for the Tremere Rice's family, Trayvon family, Breonna Taylor's family. What's the young lady that they say that she hung herself in a cell? Oh, her name is slipping my mind right now. But they didn't have anything dealing with people of color death. They basically were doing the challenge, you know, with the Trayvon Martin situation, laying on the ground with Skittles. You know, with the meme of what's that clown that killed Trayvon Martin? He going around signing goddamn Skittles. You know, but now
he in prison.
No, he ain't in prison. No, he's not in
Yo,
prison.
he went to jail for threatening
No, he did.
shooting
No, he didn't.
somebody. He didn't get
No,
shot.
he didn't.
What?
No, I'm telling you now. No. You listen to that Trump algorithm again. You come back over to my side. I'm gonna get you right.
Oh man, I ain't listening to damn Trump anything. Only him. Trump live.
Pharaoh, my thing is when it's other people and people that don't like you, it's okay. But now they want us to sensitize basically what we say or what we put out about somebody that they care about. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are this administration is now realizing that all the immigrants and all the people of color, all the people that got melanin, all the people, all the whatever, they're smarter than them, and they're scared that they're going to get pushed out of their power seat, which is the United States government. It's nothing new. I'm going all the way back to Leopold, when Leopold went down there to the Congo and stuff and cut all the African hands off and made chocolate treats out of them. There's nothing sane about these people when they want to control people. Fear is the only thing that they try to put in people's minds to try to make sure that people stay in line. But at the same time, like I told you before, I don't care what goes on, that fear is gone with people now. We've had too much freedom, you know, what little we did have, for us to go back to what we were, and people are going to fight for it. So
yeah,
they can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. They can try to bring up, you know, you can't talk about this person, even though that person was very negative in everything he said, very hateful, very divisive. Just like when we talk about Michael Wilbon, you know, made that comment about Bruce Pearl when Bruce Pearl is the one that actually started it. So you're not going to go after the person who started it, but you're going to go after the person, kind of like when you get a foul in football. The first person that actually committed the penalty didn't get caught, but the retaliatory person is the one that gets caught. And that's what's happening. We're the retaliatory person, you know?
Yeah.
They're catching us, making us look like we're the villains when the villain is the one that they're trying to protect.
Yeah, and what's odd to me, Tim Dog, is that, like he said, he learned it from them. He had 10 years to learn how to act and carry out this dark humor. Because when they did it, it was funny. Now that I'm doing it,
he was bred that way with money. Yeah, an old man gave him money to be the person that he is. So yeah, they made that dude.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the aspect, Pharaoh. I understand what you're saying, but Tim Dog, what I'm talking about is they're looking at, you know, my man Lucas, like, how could you do this? The man just died. Why can't you have this compassion? But then he flipped it on me. He basically said, hey, I had 10 years. I didn't see compassion from y'all when these young black men and women died. Y'all thought it was a joke. So why is it not a joke now? Because it happened to somebody that you love. Tim Dog, your thoughts?
It just goes back to that old adage of fear with them of us. Fear that we're going to be better out and more popular or more populent than they are. Just like what Joe said, they're scared of, they are the minority now. Why would you be scared of being the minority unless you have fear of retribution for what you did when others were minorities? And to me, the hypocrisy of white people, demonizing us and making us these bad criminals when they are embarrassed because they are the ones out here doing the horrible things that they say that we would do. They're the ones out here killing all the white kids. They're the ones killing all the white males. They are the ones out here killing law enforcement, not us. So when you have that narrative right there, you have to be careful with what you say. You have to be careful with, how you report it, because you don't want to give the impression that you are weaker than them. So you minimize all of that. But yet, when we do something, or someone who's a minority or someone darker of color do it, you have to hype it, emphasize it, because that's what you want to do. You want to put that idea in people's head, the white people, that we are bad, but not you.
Yeah, and that is true. I totally agree with you on that, Tim Dog. But what I guess what messed them up, and I want you to answer this question if you can. Get how you look at it, conspiracy brother. When he said that if Charlie Kirk had spoke to young white males, he may still be alive today. And if you looked at that panel, they all had that deer in the headlight look, like, damn, I wasn't expecting that coming from him. What did you get when he said that?
Well, he was speaking the truth. But my whole thing, honestly, is why would they have him on the show? And to me, it's to incite more anger in white Americans, because when something happened to a black person, they have all these memes. They don't bring the white people who made those memes onto the show to talk about why did you do that. And again, it's to incite and infuriate those light-skinned brethren who have that mindset of a certain style of black person. And to me, that's all it is race baiting. And that's what they were doing, was baiting people into being angry about the situation. But, and again, as black people, like I said, they have to understand the tone of the situation, because again, white people are more prone to violence than we are. So with them bringing you on now, that infuriates them more. And again, like I said, I think they're trying to incite a civil war, which is not going to be able to happen, because it's too much, like you said, diversity in this country for that to even happen. There's people that's upset, but they trying to really rile people up with this shit. And that's what I think it is more than anything, because he could have made them memes and that shit could have been left like it was. But they brought him on there with the intention to try and rile people up and get people more angry about the situation. Because you don't know, because we, with all of the deaths that's happened to all the black people that have been killed year after year, we've never gone to the point where they had to truly worry about us being violent. But now you have to worry about some of these folks being violent behind this, because like you said, they make them as the next coming of Jesus. So to me, they're trying to incite a racial tensions out of this situation, because they've tried to incite racial tension with black people year after year, multiple times a year, and it hadn't worked. But now they see, oh shit, we got some tension from this, so let's keep fueling that fire, and that's what they're doing.
And I totally agree with you, man. I don't know if y'all heard about the two guys that went to Tennessee State University. The two MAGA guys went down to Tennessee State University. They went down there to try to do like a debate, but they didn't have no permits. And the students basically turned them around. They had the DEI sign and all this. Basically, like you just say, try to incite some type of reaction from the black students, but they wasn't having it. But then going back to my man, Amazing Lucas, he said the same thing. He said that Piers Morgan was trying to get a clickbait for his thing.
Yeah.
He got a clickbait, but he didn't get what he wanted. He got something that people needed to hear. And it's not just people like a Lucas. There's other people basically saying the same thing about young white males. And those are people that look just like them. Don't look like us. They're saying that, hey, maybe they're basically saying if Charlie Kirk had been talking to young white males, he may be alive today as well. Farrell, your thoughts, man.
Well, I'd say, like I said, I would say that they brought him on to try to make him look like a fool. He made them look like fools. It kind of reminds me. You remember when Tupac was on Donahue, I believe, and they tried to make it where they were saying that Tupac's lyrics was inciting riots and stuff with black people, whatever, and he's talking about the police, and he checked them, said none of my lyrics talk about police or killing police. It talks about the oppression in the neighborhoods and defending themselves. And he explained all that to them. Folks that want to try to embarrass you or say they know something about you, and then you get a young black male that knows how to defend themselves and speak that talk and walk it. They have nothing else but just like Fred Hampton. They killed Fred Hampton because he was turning white people against their agenda. Right?
Yeah.
So that man's dangerous. We can't let him, walk around the streets because he's going to have everybody following the wrong idea that we have here. And it's happened over time. They're just trying to use people like my man Lucas, and he turned the tables on them, and they don't know where to go now because a lot of black folks now, they're educated. They got a sense of our mind. They can critically think now. They have opportunity. They have things in the communities that's going to stick together. They're just focusing on the bad shit, not realizing that we outweigh the bad shit.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen. That like the Tennessee shit, that's not going to happen. When the white folks try to go into the Indiana community, they turn them away. Now they're policing their own community. But this is what I will say. All you drug dealers out there that want to kill your own people, this is the opportunity to defend yourself. And you need to take your ass out there and help patrol the community along with the citizens to keep your sanity out there.
Yeah, but Tim Dog, my thing is that Farrell brought up a great point. These brothers and sisters are very educated now. People of color are very educated now. But you still got some bootlickers out there that gonna see what Lucas say. Hey man, he shouldn't say that.
That's
but
fine.
Just like us, and we have to talk about our people. They should be talking about their people as well. Because the point that he made, that when you look at these mass murders, we look at these school shootings. They just had a shooting the other day. A young white male just shot two detainees during ICE
in Dallas.
Then they had the young man that shot 3 cops. I think in Pennsylvania. That shit came and went. I ain't really heard nothing about that.
That's only like 30 minutes up the road from here.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. I heard about it about a day or so, and that shit just went by the way. But yeah,
serving a warrant.
When you get people like Charlie Kirk and others, they always seem to be talking about people of color, but yet they don't preach about their people being the one that are doing these horrendous crimes. Your thoughts, Tim Dog?
Throughout history, who has been invading whom? I mean, you have England, Scotland, and the French invading the Americas, the Bahamas, everything down in the Caribbeans. They tried with Haiti, but then there was a revolt. That's the only time in history, other than the slave ship, where the slaves took over the ship, and they were exonerated for their crimes of killing everyone on board. This happened in New York or Boston, but Scotland, Australia.
The Amistad.
But throughout, Amistad, thank you. But throughout history, there's always been one group of people doing all the invading, doing all the killing, deciding on who are savages and who are not. And the only people that I can think of in history that haven't done that were the Vikings, going up to North America, then Canada, and there's no history of them violating anyone once they got to the Americas. But there's plenty of history of everyone else. And to me, just like what Joe said, it's in the DNA to hate or, to think lesser of someone who's not you. Hate isn't something, hate and prejudice, we all know you're not born with that. That's something that's learned and taught. So when you have people who thinks that they are the chosen race, because that's all Felon 47 Donald Trump is doing. He's thinking that the white race should be ruler of everything. And no, that's why you have issues and problems. Once you start thinking this authoritativeness that we are this and we should do that, that's when you have problems and separations in society. That's what happens in civilizations that fall and rise and then fall, because you don't take in consideration the human factor of how people feel. You thinking that, I'm in charge, I can do whatever I want, regardless of how they feel, and they're gonna do it. No, it doesn't happen like that. And in the human mind, there are people who are susceptible to being treated unfairly, and there are people who resist and fight. And that was the main thing that the English and the French and the Italians wanted to do as far as with their slaves. Break the spirit, because they know that if we were ever to get smarter, ever to revolt, they would lose because we outnumbered them. So put that fear in their head and brainwash them so that they think that something bad is going to happen if they were to. And that's just it.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, Tim Dog. I think that long was that answer was long as hell. I almost fell asleep.
I'm sorry, man.
I got you, man. I'm just fucking with you, Tim Dog.
Shit like this get to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Tim Dog's passionate about what the outcome is of what things can happen. And a lot of us we're not scared. I'm not worried because I know that none of this stuff, all this stuff is hearsay. They can talk about it all day. But like I said before, and like on the rest of us, I'd be damned. Come in this damn neighborhood you want to. You're gonna leave with some holes in your ass. I promise you that.
Yeah. And
good I lived in.
The last thing I want to say about that is that you got to educate yourself. We got to educate our people on certain things, just like they got to educate their people. Like I said before, there's no such thing as black on black crime. It's just crime. I hate to say it's just crime. And the same
what they call white on white crime. We call them massacres.
Yeah, but when you think about it, man, it's just crime. It's just crime. You are more likely to get into it with somebody that looks like you than somebody that don't look like you. So, but it's just crime when you actually look at it. Man, the last thing, man, I don't know if y'all heard about this, man. Y'all probably did. It's in the same vein about number 47. And I guess if you say some bad shit about him and you was in federal government, just ask Comey, because Comey, that's his name, right? What's the dude's name?
Comey.
Used to be the
James
secretary. Comey. Comey. He just got Comey. He just got indicted.
President Trump is putting pressure on Attorney General Pam Bondi to take action against his perceived political enemies. On Saturday, Trump suggested on Truth Social that the Department of Justice go after former FBI Director James Comey, as well as Democratic Senator Adam Schiff and New York Attorney General Letitia James, saying they're, quote, guilty as hell. He then went on to write, "We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must now be served." Later that evening, Trump doubled down on his order when speaking to reporters.
They have to act, and we want to act fast. They were ruthless and vicious. I was impeached twice. I was indicted 5 times. It turned out to be a fake deal. and we have to act fast. One way or the other. One way or the other. They're guilty, they're not guilty, we have to act fast. If they're not guilty, that's fine. If they are guilty or if they should be charged, they should be charged. And we have to do it now.
Since the start of his second term, Trump has been pledging to go after his critics. But as the New York Times notes, his latest comments are an extraordinary breach of prosecutorial protocols that reach back to the days following the Watergate scandal.
Damn, Watergate, man. That's 68, I believe, man. 68, 70, something like that. And,
Yeah, before I was
Oh, 72.
Yeah.
73. 73.
Yeah,
73.
yeah. I'm just saying, it's just the fact that if you are a political enemy of Donald Trump, hey, watch your ass and ask Comey. What's his name again? Comey?
James Comey.
Comey. Goddamn, like homie. Comey.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
That's saying comedy.
Oh Lord.
That's some
What's his
jokes.
name? James Comey.
Hey, that's because the teeth getting in the way.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
That's that South Carolina education.
But if you're a political enemy, man, you should be looking over your shoulder. Just ask James Comey. Okay, your
There
thoughts.
you go.
Listen, those people had a position because they qualified for that position, and they indicted him and whatever because he was a piece of shit and still is. So you want to go after people that actually knew their job? That's comedy. That's hysterical to me. These people know how to fight. That's the reason they had it. That's why they qualified. So Pam Bondi, who all she did was basically fuck up Florida, and now she fucked up Florida. Now she's there fucking up the federal government. She doesn't have the prowess to outsmart people that actually qualified for a job because she doesn't qualify for shit.
Yeah, but then conspiracy brother, it's just the fact that you would think that the president of the United States wouldn't stoop so low just because you was indicted. Well, you did that shit. If you did the shit, man, just say, hey, man, But they can't like you always say, he's like the Teflon Don. You really can't do shit to him now. He got total immunity for the shit that he does. But why are you trying to prosecute people that just was doing their job? I don't understand that. Conspiracy brother, your thoughts?
You just said why when you started talking, man.
That's right. He
Goddamn Donald
playing
Trump,
himself, man. Hey, he's trying to be a Putin. He wants to take out his damn political foes. These people know
I
too
don't
much
even think
about
about that. He just he like a kid. He wants some get back. That's all it's about. It ain't about political foes. He go after a lot of people. He just selecting who he want to go after.
Yeah.
And he playing tit for tat. Y'all did it to me. And he even said that. They did it to me. They tried to get me locked up 5-6 times. So I'm gonna do it to them. So the only thing I got to say is them. I hope y'all ain't done shit.
Yeah. Hey, he
gonna find a way.
Because of what the Supreme Court said that the president can't be charged for anything that he did while he was president. So my question to you, Tim Dog,
if it's not related to his office.
his job. But I'm just saying, but I'm saying is that they try to bring up stuff about Obama but he got that same immunity that Trump has. So Tim Dog, I'm gonna ask you this: who do you think would be next to be indicted by the Trump DOJ? You got Kamala Harris out there. You got Kamala Harris out there. You got Hillary Clinton out there. Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, I'm telling you.
Hold on. I say nobody only because everybody and their grandmama know what he's doing. He advertised it. So right there, it's prejudicial and it's for revenge. You cannot do that. That is illegal. And he even said it. Hold on.
No,
you asked my question. Let me finish. You asked me a question. Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish, but let me say this. Let me say this. No, let me say this.
I finish my statement.
No, but let me.
Y'all jump on my
I'm about to help you. No, I'm about to jump on your ass. I'm about to say something to you. I'm about to say something to you.
Man on the street, can I finish my statement?
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm about to say.
Let me finish now. Don't interrupt you.
No, man. If you listen to what I'm about to say, Tim Dog, I'm not saying negative.
The reason why I say that is because James Comey is no dummy. He knows what he's doing. And Donald Trump is sitting there trying to do something. And when it goes to court, and it will fail, it will probably won't go to court. And if James Comey was smart, he would countersue. That's why I say he's not going to do anything.
If you listen to what I'm about to say, you will get a better understanding why I'm about to say
asked me a question I didn't finish before
Tim
you
Dog,
interrupted me.
See, this is why you old, Tim Dog. You getting mad over something that doesn't.
That's why no, I'm not
my
getting
God.
mad. I'm just saying, give me my respect. You
Oh my
always
God,
say,
Tim Dog,
don't
Tim
interrupt
Dog,
me,
Tim Dog,
but you interrupt.
Tim Dog. Well, if you listen to what I'm about
Go,
to say,
man, Street, your
you
show,
probably
your show. Go ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
You listen to what I'm about to say, you probably said, "Damn, I didn't think of that."
No,
The
your
only
show,
reason why.
Go on, man.
To,
you asked me a question, I couldn't finish, but you interrupted to say, "No, you need to listen to this." Go on, man.
That's what I say, Tim Dog. All I say,
That's what
Tim
you
Dog,
did.
I want you to
That's
listen
what
to
you
this.
did.
Oh my
That's
God.
what you did.
Hey, yeah, he big
Oh
mad.
my God. Yeah,
That nigga
man.
third grade mad.
Shut up. Man, go on, man, on the street. Shut up. Go on.
Finish saying what I'm about to say, you probably say, "Damn, I didn't think of that." Because the person that they wanted to bring indictment on Comey, he refused. He refused to bring the indictment.
I know that.
So Trump fired him and put somebody in his place. You say it all that, and I'm agreeing with you. If you had to just shut the fuck up for a goddamn minute.
No, you said I'm gonna push back. That's what you said. No. Did you not say you're gonna push back?
No, Tim Dog, he did not say that.
I did not say that.
No, he did not say that, Tim Dog.
Mouth started getting in your fucking feelings like you always do.
I ain't in my feelings.
Me out
I'm doing my
yes,
job.
You would have heard me say. You would have heard me say. You would have heard me say that Trump fires people and put people in position to do this bullshit, and that's why I asked you who will be next, because the person that he puts in that spot is going to do his fucking bidding. See what I'm saying? Now, if you had to shut the fuck up, you would have heard exactly what I just said.
Now, if you would have let me finish, hold on. If you would have let me finish, I would have told you that another reason why is because people ethically won't do that. That's why the people left, and the only people that's going to do it, they already know their career is fucked up. So they, after all this happens, it's going to be even more fucked up. So yeah,
people that
and the thing is, hold on. The judge,
that he's put in his position,
the
are
judge
people that
even
follows
said
him.
that the judge even said that this is suspicious, because how you going to have someone just 2 days in a job and then you're going to bring up an indictment against someone? That's why I said he's not going to do anything.
What judge say that?
He can say whatever the hell he wants.
No,
but
what's
going to happen is nothing. Watch.
What judge you just say that though? If the judge, if that was the case, they would the indictment when it came down. See, that's what I'm saying.
Why, hold on. The same reason why he running his mouth. He's going up there. He already didn't tainted the jury. He already didn't tainted the case by saying he's guilty as hell. I want him prosecuted. So trust me. Comey said.
What if they actually got dirt on him though?
No, they ain't got no dirt.
But how you know though?
You
don't know that.
Because
you don't know that.
Well, for one, what they charging him with is not true. Because they trying to say he locked. Oh, because the person that said this, who was Comey's assistant or whoever the hell he was, said this. Comey did not tell anyone to leak this information. Comey did not know that anyone would leak this information. Once he found out who leaked the information, that's when everything came out. They're trying to say that he knew who leaked it and he knew what was going on, and he didn't. And hold on.
Yeah, I know somebody did something. Goddamn it!
There was an IG inspection, and the person who leaked it, said that he did not tell Comey.
So they got emails and phone records.
In the grand jury, the prosecutor
got emails and phone records.
Let me get back to my original question.
No,
the original question was, who is next to be indicted by this Trump administration? Because the people that he has in positions are going to do his bidding, if they did it or not. So who do you see being the next person in line to be indicted? I just say it can't be Obama. You still got Kamala Harris out there. You got Kamala Harris out there. You still got Hillary Clinton out there. He can't do Bill Clinton. What's the guy that was his Secretary of Defense? You could get him. So who is the next person you see to be indicted under this Trump administration?
I don't see anybody, because none of the people that he has in position got any experience in doing anything because they fucking TikTokers and shit. So if anybody if he tries to indict anybody, like Big Doe said, he will have no help because nobody is there to have the information possible. They won't even release the Epstein files. Who the hell can he get with the people that he has in position? Because the FBI guy is a bag of rocks. What are we doing?
And I agree, but I agree with you on that, Pharaoh. But it's not about that. It's about making the person look bad in the public eye. I ain't say anything about going to court. All he's trying to do, Conspiracy Brother, is, hey, I'm trying to get this guy to be on television so that people can look at him like, yeah, he did that shit.
It said Patel from the FBI.
And that is the point of the whole situation. It doesn't matter about the court system. Yeah, we all know that it's fucked up.
No, but
we
you
all
asked
know
our opinion, though.
But
you getting upset.
Man, shut the fuck up, Tim. Just like you told me to shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. Let me finish to say what the fuck I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now I'm big mad because you acting like a little bitch when people trying to help your dumb ass
like
out.
a little bitch
Go ahead,
right
Conspiracy
now.
Brother.
In light of everything that's going on, it's going to be Kamala Harris who he go after next.
You.
Man,
again,
you just a Trump.
Hey, let me speak. Let me finish. I'm about to be big man, okay? Nah, because in light of all the things that's going on and what I said, they're trying to incite racial tensions. What bigger move than to go after her? But again, like I said, if there's any dirt there, whether we know it, we don't know the ins and outs. That's why I said there could be dirt that we don't know about.
Correct.
So I'm not taking nothing off the board for anybody because you know why? They're all politicians.
Exactly.
Okay. If there was dirt, he was saying. All he said is he want revenge. Where's the dirt and revenge?
No,
he
that's
might
not
got
it.
dirt. That's why he coming out.
Bam is next.
That's why he's saying
no
certain
dirt
because he may have. He may know the dirt.
Pam Bondi.
That's all I'm saying.
Man, fuck that shit. Listen,
like I say, I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about dirt. And I agree with you. It could be some dirt. I don't think it's about dirt.
Man on the street?
I think it's about embarrassing the person. Embarrassing the person by having the public opinion have an opinion about the person with no proof. Basically, he's saying that they didn't have any proof on me. They didn't have any proof on me, but yet they did this to me. And now I'm going to do it to somebody else. How they say hurt people hurt people.
But
yeah, like you say, hurt people. And that's what I'm saying about who he's going to try to get his DOJ to go after next. It doesn't matter if the person did it or not.
What do you say?
It doesn't matter if the person did it or not. It's the fact that I want to try to embarrass this person in the public eye, just like they did me.
Who do you think? Yeah. No, it is also about that, but he's not going to be stupid to do it again. Hey, mama. I'm sorry.
No, so what I'm saying, man, on the street.
My mama said I need to be quiet.
Hey, what I'm saying is, you did say, like, they're saying they try to get some dirt on me or whatever the case, make me look bad. He did have all that. He just had the right people get him through it. So now he's going after him like a child, trying to get back at these people. I don't see where Harris would be a person that he can attack just because she's a female. Or you could talk about what's her name? Clinton, but he lost. I mean, he won both his presidencies off of women. So how weak does he look?
Oh, so you're trying to say losing to a woman? Oh,
no. What I'm saying is, you're taking it wrong. It's like that's how he sees himself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They are beneath him.
That's how people see him.
I think at the end of the day, when these indictments start to come down and we have this conversation again, we can be like, y'all be like, damn, you was right. It was somebody else.
Who do you think is coming next, man, on the street? You never said.
Hey, like I did say it's going to be Kamala Harris. I agree with Conspiracy Brother. It's going to be Kamala Harris. It's going to be Kamala Harris.
Put some money on it. Put some money on it.
I ain't got to put no money in it. Hey, you ask me now. You ask me my opinion. I give you my opinion. It's going to be Kamala Harris. It's going to be Kamala Harris because what's that dude name? Look like the old dude, man. I can't remember his name for shit. Oh man, they just raided his house too. They just raided his house, and they
Oh,
say
the
they found
old
some files there.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, it's gonna be him.
Oh
It's gonna
boy.
be him too.
Nah,
I'm telling you.
I'm
He's out
telling
for
you right
revenge.
now. Once Comey finishes with him,
Okay, we will see. We will see. We
Yes,
will have
we
this
will.
conversation again. We will have this conversation again. But
Next
man,
month probably.
this right here, man. Before we go to our after show called Ashed Out, this is the reason why we want to keep having free speech. I saw this shit and I fucking died laughing because if this is not funny to y'all, I don't know what funny is.
Slamming the Rankin County Undersheriff's claims about who may have shot up a police officer's home.
And then you have a hog-head lying bastard like Duke who trying to make like it's the city of Jackson against all law enforcement.
What is your response to him calling you a hog-head lying bastard?
I have no comment, Ross. He just lied by saying that the people in Jackson like we all shooting up a house, and he sure a bastard. So how is that not true? He's a hog-head lying bastard.
Freedom of speech.
Hey, John Bolton. Y'all talking about John Bolton?
Yeah, John Bolton. Yeah, John Bolton.
Yeah.
John Bolton. That's freedom of speech right there. Lying bastard.
I have no comment on that.
A hog-head lying bastard. Y'all got to put hog-head in there first.
That's a country motherfucker, yeah.
You know who he looked like?
Hey,
He looked
I'm
like
gonna take that shit. I'm gonna use that.
What's the actor that said that in the movie? He go, shit.
Yeah, the black dude.
Yeah, that's who he looks like.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that brings us back to freedom of speech. See, you got the freedom of speech to say that. You got the freedom of speech to say things that other people may not like or you may not agree with, but that's your constitutional right. And if they try to take that right away from us, how would America look? We would be looking like a North Korea.
Hog-headed bastard.
Hey, lying bastard.
Oh, shit.
He know who he is. I ain't telling.
man.
I ain't lying. I'm telling the truth.
But ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the after show called Ashed Out, y'all want to stick around for that. That's where we have a lot of fun. That's where we just go off the goddamn rails. But before we go, motherfucker, he ain't even getting no segment tonight. Fuck him. We going straight to the goddamn closing segment. Nah. Motherfucker done pissed me off.
You really gonna have him big mad. He gonna be mad throughout the rest
I
of
wouldn't
the
be doing my job if I didn't.
Shit. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we all like to give you something funny, something to think about, or better yet, where the fuck this nigga get this from? I'm going to apologize on that. I'm being funny. I'm being facetious with that. That's my boy right there. That's my boy. I'm just letting people that know. They probably thinking something totally different. No, did we just acting like that? Like I always say, before you say what you say, Tim Dog, we always get into it, but we always come back together like Voltron. If you know what Voltron is.
See, that makes for a good show only because I try to be exact on
Hey,
my-
man,
But man,
I ain't
go
got
ahead.
all
You
night,
got it.
nigga.
comment, man.
Yeah, what you got, man?
For tonight, man, fuck you. Kiss my ass and suck a dick.
Your mama about to come whoop your ass.
Man,
She already
Mama, come get his ass.
She right at the door. I want to talk about.
Put his ass on that leather couch. That plastic couch.
Put your nose in the corner and shut the hell up.
No, man. Go ahead, man.
Oh man, it's about to be that time of the year where leaves fall off the tree and time goes back. But there's also one thing that a lot of people get pissed off about is that hour that they lose. Oh, I can't be to work late because I had to put the clock up an hour. Shut the fuck up. Come on now. 1 hour is going to really make you late. How is that? But scientifically, it is true. The change of time isn't really about the hour that is changed. It's all about the mental change in your body because you're thinking about the change. And that's why a lot of people have anxiety about fall back instead of spring forward. Because when you spring forward, of course, everybody know, you gain that hour back and you're like, get an extra hour. But it's all about this, what they call it, psychosis of the time being changed And that's what really affects people when it comes time to fall back, bring your hour back. All right. So there you go. When it happens, don't think too much into it. All you do is just go to bed an extra hour earlier and you'll be fine.
Put that comment up. Put that comment up.
What?
Hey,
It is.
What's up, man?
It is. Hey,
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, Tim
we
Dog.
can agree to disagree, but yeah.
No, Tim Dog, I'm gonna reply.
Just
to
like
that
jet
because-
lag. It's the same thing as jet lag, where jet lag is a little bit different only because, hold on.
Your segment
it
over.
Depends on the time, how much
segment
time
over, man.
that you have to accomplish, accommodate for.
Yeah,
Because
but
if
that's
you lose
just-
1
that's just
hour,
a
you can fix
weak-minded
that for 2
person.
or more. Say what?
That's just a weak-minded person if that's the case.
Well,
They got
I-
anxiety
some
over
people
something
aren't.
that they
No.
can't control.
There you go. Think about it. What they call that? Psychosomatic.
Yeah, they just
There it is,
dumbass.
ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that, Tim Dog.
But it affects people. You know that. Does it affect
they
you?
stupid.
Thank you for that, Tim Dog.
What the hell?
Yeah,
What
what
the hell, Leon?
Yeah.
What the hell? Hey, you know, that's something that people don't think about. They be like, no. But
Oh, he's
when
still
you
talking
actually
about
think
this
about
shit.
it, it's true. Man, fuck y'all.
Yeah, the
Well, I
man
wish you would
out
spring
here.
forward now so I can get my hour back. Shit. That's my cable tow right there. He always got my back.
Oh man, the mad professor not here. And you know, I ain't mad no more. I done got to say what I got to say. So before we go,
Man, get the hell out of here.
before we go to after show, my man Pharaoh King, what you got for the people before we go, man? And make sure you shout out your social media so the people can follow you as well.
Before I have what I got to say, y'all see it down there, Pharaoh_71, Instagram, King Ryan, Facebook. Hey, in light of what you brought to us today about what's going on with freedom of speech and the governing of the people that are not qualified to govern this good land that we call home, the United States, I'm gonna go by this Jamaican guy named Bob Marley. One of my favorite sayings that he has, quotes that he has: "You will never find justice in a world where criminals make the rules." I believe that really is what we're going through right now, because we got a criminal, felon 47, in position to try to make all these changes, and you cannot take away what the Constitution has written. It's supposed to be some type. It's supposed to be a set of laws that you're supposed to expound on, whatever you want to call it. And he's trying to take those constitutional rights away, which is our civil rights as people. So stand up, keep your head up, and like I said, diversity is going to win. So move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we've been
what you got for
living
the
under
people?
criminal law since this country was invented.
Exactly.
No,
Tim
that's
Dog, what
true.
you got for the people before we
That's
go?
true.
And make sure you shout out to social media as well so people can follow you.
Who, me?
Great
Tim Dog.
Great James Baldwin once said, "You have to decide who you are and force the world to deal with you, not with its idea of you." Instagram, Father's Love 99. It's all about me, my son, and my grandson.
There it is. My main man, conspiracy brother, welcome back from your long hiatus. I'm not calling you no super villain at all. You always gonna be conspiracy brother to me.
He was hibernating.
What you got for the people before we go, my brother? And make sure you shout out your social media as well.
Soul expression. That's me. Mind your heart. It is your greatest weakness.
What?
That's it. I got you.
Mind
Yeah.
your heart. It's your greatest weakness.
Yeah, boy. Somebody hurt your heart, boy. That shit hurt like hell.
I'm glad you said that, because on the next segment, we're going to talk about it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you can find me, the Man on the Street, at the Man on the Street Show on YouTube. I'm dropping videos like hotcakes. Make sure you go and check them out. You can also find me at Creative Canvas
And they
Expression
dry
as
as
well on
hell.
YouTube. You can also catch us every Wednesday night for the Better Than Sex Sports podcast. Goes down at 7 o'clock. All we do is talk sports and sports entertainment, and we do that pretty well. And if you were checking us out for the last couple of weeks, the Man on the Street is leading in what? Let's pick 'em. But then you want to come back on Friday night and
Shut
make
your
sure.
ass up.
I know. Wait till his ass start losing. He ain't gonna say shit.
Then you want to come back on Friday night at 8 o'clock and check out Two Cigars of the Blunt, what you're watching right now. We always talk about politics. We may talk about the news. We may talk about entertainment as well. and we have a good time doing that. But you want to stick around for the after show called Ashed Out. That's when everybody get a chance to talk about what they want to talk about. Usually we go right, we may go straight, but like Tim Dog famously stayed 99.9% of the time, we're going to run that bitch right off the goddamn cliff. So make sure you come back in about 10 minutes for the after show, and we're going to have a good laugh. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am the man on the street.
This is Pharaoh King.
Tim Dog, who's still in Be More Careful. This is my last Friday broadcast until I get back to Tejas.
First supervillain you ever gonna meet in your goddamn life. But I'm sensitive.
Hey, that hair's a supervillain. Anyway.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't see y'all in the after show, make sure y'all have a safe weekend and be careful out there. Because somebody is watching you.